The one thing I forgot to touch on in my CR500 versus CRF 450 video is which bike does better wheelies. And I suppose I can also talk about, for those who don't know, the difference between wheelies on two-stroke bikes and four-stroke bikes, because they really are quite a lot different. So with a four-stroke wheelie, the biggest thing is the power is much more linear, there's generally much more traction, and there's compression braking. Which makes it a little bit harder to get up a wheelie, but a little bit easier to control it. And on dirt, it's always a bit of a thing, because there's limited traction and it's usually not perfectly level. And as you saw there, it'll tend to shoot you off in whatever direction you're going in, that the ground slopes. Or it'll just spin it up the rear like that. So I'm just doing a first gear power up now. And now I'm going to try a second gear clutch up, which are on dirt a little bit more risky, but easier to control. Or not. So the biggest thing between four strokes and two-stroke wheelies is the compression braking, whereas if you get a little bit squirrely, a little bit too high on a four-stroke, it's you just close the throttle and it comes right down. On a two-stroke, that does not happen. So for a lot of people, it's kind of personal preference as to which kind of wheelie they prefer. Two-stroke or four-stroke. You know, two strokes, at least with a big two-stroke, is a lot easier to get it up. Well, that's what Tree said. Now, the nice thing about four-stroke wheelies is they tend to be quite linear and easy to control, whereas two-stroke wheelies is kind of hero or zero. There's a prime example of, you get a little bit high, you snap the throttle, you don't even really need to touch the rear brake. It'll just come down. Just close the throttle. So really, to start doing wheelies, especially on dirt, four strokes are a lot easier for more people in terms of their general controllability. Ugh. That was a little bit too high. Just turned my fucking balls into squash. So it's four-stroke, a little bit easier to keep it up confidently. You know, you can just play with the throttle and with the compression braking. It does make it a lot easier to hold it. First kick, baby. That compression release is quite possibly the best thing ever. Right, so two-stroke wheelies now. Much easier to get up, especially with a big two-stroke, but you run the risk of going too far. Not enough traction to actually bring it up there. That's impressive. It's a little bit wet today, and that goes to show you the four strokes, you know, they got way more traction just because of the different power delivery. So yeah, two-stroke, I mean, any touch of throttle, you don't need to clutch it up. Any throttle, she comes up instantly, right from idle. Assuming it has traction. Whereas four-stroke generally requires, either a clutch off or at least a healthy application of throttle to get the front up. Something like this, CR500, you touch it and it's on the fucking ceiling. And you don't need a lot. A little teeny bit and you're up there. Let's see if I can get it to come up in the other direction, otherwise I just don't have the... Yeah, and all you need to keep it up is a little teeny tap of throttle, unlike the four-stroke, which requires quite a bit more. That's just because, again, no compression braking. So getting into two-stroke wheelies, you just gotta give it one good shot to get it up there, and then have another one ready to go, but not too much, or it's very easy to loop it. Leaning forward. Yeah, body position is also really important. Doesn't matter whether it's supermoto wheelies or dirt bike wheelies. If you're freaking out a little bit, leaning forward, too far forward in the seat, it's just not going to work out. But if you lean back and put that extra weight over the right rear tire, it will work. Another thing about two-stroke is, with no compression braking, you do tend to get going a lot faster in a wheelie, especially if it's a power wheelie and it's not, near balance point. That kind of spit me off to the side there because the ground isn't level. You gotta watch that. I mean, any imperfection in the surface is gonna kind of kick you off. All right. Okay, one more. So, which is better for wheelies? Two strokes or four strokes? Well, on paper, the four-stroke is probably easier to deal with. For most people, it's just going to be easier to live with and be a little more confidence-inspiring to do wheelies with. For me, though, I just can't get enough of the brap, man. Yeah, I love the brap. Don't get me wrong, I like four strokes and I always will. In fact, I ride more four strokes than not. This is the only two-stroke bike I own, but God, I love it. Hey, did you like this video? Well, hit the like button. Leave me a comment if you want to, and if you want to see more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe to the channel.